morning, campers. I'm just about to hit the road, the trail I should say. That's where I camped last night, right there. The shelter is about 100 yards down. You can barely see it through the trees there. Yeah, you might not be able to see it on the camera. There's the roof of the shelter back there, you can see. Anyway, I gotta get going. I've got 15.3 miles. This is my last big day, or the biggest of the days I have left. 15.3 miles. I'm on Tray Mountain. The shelter is about a little more than halfway up the mountain, so I got to finish climbing up Tray Mountain, back down Tray Mountain, then I got to go up Rocky Mountain. That's about 1,000-foot climb, back down 1,000 foot, then up, I think it's called Blue Mountain, another 1,000-foot climb. Once I get up there, that's about the halfway point, and then the rest of the way it's pretty easy, no big climbs, relatively flat, small rolling stuff for about 8 miles until I'm at the next shelter, which is Low Gap. And this is momentous because I only have 3 more nights in the woods. Today's Wednesday. Tonight I'm staying at the Low Gap shelter. Tomorrow I'm going to a B&B. I was going to go to another shelter, but everything I've read, the shelter's not great. It's dark. It's drafty, and it's dirty, and it can be damp in there. It's just not a pleasant place to sleep. And the tent sites are pretty scarce. And what's worse, they don't have bear cables or bear box. And there's been bear activity up there. So I'm not going through that again. I'm not having another run-in with a bear. So I decided to get off trail at Neal's Gap, and go to a B&B. More money than I want to spend, but I'm almost done, and I don't want to have something happen at this point. And then Friday, I'm at Above the Clouds Hostel. Saturday, I take a 0, so I'm also at Above the Clouds Hostel Saturday night. I get back on the trail Sunday morning. Sunday, I'm at Hawk Mountain Shelter. Monday, I'm at Springer Mountain Shelter. That's when I summit Springer. And then Tuesday, I hike out. So it's tonight in the woods, Sunday in the woods, Monday in the woods. That's it. So 3 nights in the woods, 3 nights in B&B or hostels, and that's the end of my trip. It's kind of crazy to think about. But I'm not there yet. I still got 60-something miles to go. So I'm going to get going on the trail here. So I'll check in with you later, and we'll see how the day goes. This was not in the forecast, but it's kind of sprinkling a little bit. I don't think it's going to last. I think it's just a passing thing, because I can see some blue around, but I don't know. I always love it when the forecast doesn't mention any chance of precipitation, like 0% chance, and yet it sprinkles. So I think this will stop soon. It's just kind of annoying. But I'm headed now to Indian Grave Gap, where I'll have a quick snack, a standing snack. I'm not going to sit down. I'm just going to stop, pull out a snack, eat it, and keep going. I got 2 more mountains to climb today. Okay, I'm at the top of Rocky Mountain right now, and it is not that rocky. See any rocks? Not much. But now I got to go back down, about 1,000-foot drop in elevation, and then up Blue Mountain, which is about the same elevation as this one, 1,000-foot climb. It looks almost exactly the same as far as how high I have to climb and over what distance I have to climb it. So it should be a very similar climb. This one was a little steep in spots. I had to stop a couple times. I didn't want to start sweating. There's a bit of a breeze blowing. It's a little chilly. Took off my fleece, as you can see, so I didn't overheat. But 2 hours. I hit the top here in exactly 2 hours from when I started from camp. And I had come 4.1 miles. So just about 2 mile an hour pace. So I'm going to try to pick that up on the downhill in the easier sections. Try to increase that a little bit. Get more like a 2.2, 2.3 mile per hour average. Get me into camp by 4 if I can. But I guess we'll see how it goes. Just leaving Ubiquiti Gap, you can see the parking area behind me. I am headed up Blue Mountain. It's 1.6 miles to the summit. That's my last big climb of the day. Total of 9.7 miles to the shelter. So once I get to the summit, it's about 8 miles to the shelter. Should be relatively smooth going. So I just have to make this 1.6 mile push, and then the hard stuff, for the most part, will be over for today. Well, I'm at the top of Blue Mountain. How do I know? Not because there's a sign or a plaque or marker of any kind. I just had to check the GPS because I was like, I think I'm at the top. I don't see anything higher around me. And the trail kind of flattened out. Sure enough, this is it. Don't know why they call it Blue Mountain, but maybe it looks blue at certain times of day or something. I don't know. So it's less than a mile to the next shelter, not where I'm staying, but the shelter that's about the halfway point. I'm going to take a break there, have my nut butter and tortilla bread, and then that'll be just about the halfway point, and that's relatively easy hiking the rest of the day, which is a good thing because my feet are killing me. That was a pretty steep climb up Blue Mountain, and also up Rocky Mountain. And Tray Mountain for that matter. So I'm done with the steep climbs for the day. Thank goodness. Okay, once again, I just want to point out that people on the trail lie to you all the time about the condition of the trail. So many people said, oh, once you get to Georgia, it's smooth hiking, there's no rocks on the trail, it's really easy, it's smooth, it's easy on your feet. Well, I'm in Georgia, and this is not smooth or easy on my feet. This is a rocky mess I'm having to climb across. It's been going on for the past mile. As you can see, it just keeps going ahead of me. So, as much as I would like to take people's advice, I have found that everyone pretty much just blatantly lied about Georgia. It is not smooth hiking. It is not rock-free. There are some short stretches like this that aren't too bad, but there are still rocks underneath these leaves. You can't see them right now. But I'm constantly stepping on a rock, twisting my ankle, turning my ankle, stumbling. So plenty of rocks still in Georgia. Don't believe anyone who tells you otherwise, because they either have a terrible memory and they've blocked it out of their mind, or they're just lying and telling you what they think you want to hear. So far, the trail in Georgia has not been appreciably different or better than Tennessee or North Carolina or Virginia, frankly. So take that for what it's worth. So I just took a little break at 2 o'clock on the side of the trail, have a snack, check my position. I was hoping I'd be at 5 miles or less. I was 5.3, so that was disappointing. Reason is the rocks. The trail is slow going. Taking my way over all these rocks and stuff. Way rockier than I was expecting. Way rockier than I was led to believe. I just passed a guy going north, section hiker. He said, you got smooth sailing from here on out. I'm like, okay. Yeah, we'll see about that. My gauge of whether or not the trail has been, easy is how my feet feel. Are they sore? Are they throbbing? Are they burning? Are they hot? And my feet are sore. My feet hurt because of the rocks. Stepping on between over rocks underneath the leaves. When I step on a rock, I can't see it. My foot goes like that or like that. So all that takes a toll. And now my feet are hurting. I still have 5 miles to go. So all I can do is hope it's not as rocky as it's been. But, I've been lied to 90% of the time about the condition of the trail that's ahead. So I don't know what to think. But let that be a lesson. If you hike the Appalachian Trail, don't put a lot of stock in what people tell you about the trail ahead. I mean, sure, if they say, oh, there's a good water source coming up in a mile, or, oh, the next shelter's got a great loft in it, or whatever. Stuff like that, if it's specific, okay, you can put some stock in that. But, oh, it gets much easier after you get to this point. Oh, no more rocks after you get to this point. No, they're lying. The whole trail has rocks. The whole Appalachian Trail. Yes, I know, there are some stretches that are nice and smooth and soft, and those are great. Just don't expect it to last very long, because it won't. Just as you start to think, wow, this is great, this is smooth walking, this is easy. Nope. And it gets rocky and rooty or whatever again. You're back to what you were doing. So the other good litmus test is, do I have to stare at the ground the whole time I'm walking to avoid tripping and stumbling and stepping on something sharp or something jagged, something sticking up in my way? The answer is 99% of the time on the Appalachian Trail, 99% you are staring at the ground. You're staring at the trail in front of you because there are so many things that could trip you up and hurt you. So take that for what it's worth. The vast majority of the Appalachian Trail is not particularly pleasant hiking. It's just not. It's just not easy on your feet. I just took a little standing break, have half a protein bar and some water, and I checked my GPS. I was hoping I'd be less than 3 miles from the shelter. I'm 2.8, so that's pretty good. So I'm looking to get there probably around 4:30ish. It doesn't look like too bad terrain between here and there. No big elevation gains. The trail is smoothed out a little bit. It's not as rocky as it was, but there are still rocks here and there and roots. So I still have to be careful. It's just not quite as torturous on my feet.